Good afternoon, everybody. Welcome back to this another workshop by Autodesk. We can take it as Azadi Ka Amrit Mahotsav also because we are celebrating Azadi Ka Amrit Mahotsav, and today we are back with the bang. Again, the day two of very, very appreciated workshop, day one, which happened yesterday by Autodesk, and here we are doing it for Fusion 360 with our experts, Mr. Rohit Chandran ji. Mr. Chandran is an Autodesk expert, and he's an education engagement specialist. He's responsible for promoting Fusion 360 by being guest speaker in premier engineering and vocational institutes of design schools, including ITIs across the India. His primary engagement activities include taking technical hands-on session in Fusion 360, conducting FDPs, supporting design challenges, curriculum, course integration support, and troubleshooting in Autodesk software. He got experience as an application engineer in Autodesk Authorized Training Centre as well in South India. And yes, we have Ravi sir with us, honorary member of WorldSkills, and our honorable expert who is here with WorldSkills since its inception. Now it's been over 10 years, and Ravi sir is still here guiding us, showing us the roadmap ahead. So I welcome both of you here on this exclusive workshop for industrial design technology. So Ravi sir, would like to hear it from you first.
Yeah. Thank you, Pooja, for introducing all of us. And we need thanking Autodesk, the way they have been organizing and supporting us in building up the team for industrial design technology. And let's not, the credit goes to Chandran, who is such an experienced gentleman, who is supporting us and guiding the candidates on the working on the real tools Fusion 360, which is on which they'll be exposed to work, and this is what going to make them carry out their project. Well, equally, I welcome all the candidates who have registered for WorldSkill Industrial Design Technology who are here. Most of you, all of you are most welcome. And I must tell you, you are very fortunate. You are fortunate because this is one skill from where you're finding this much of opportunity. You're getting so many learned people from the country who are guiding you, who are there to support you and make you a capable candidate to participate at each level of competition. Well, thank you so very much. Rohit Chandran, I must tell you, I was here yesterday also, but couldn't appear on the screen. But I did listen to your session, interactive session. Well, you conducted really well. And people must have definitely benefited big way. And so would it be today. Thank you once again, Chandran. And of course, now the ball is yours. You are the one who is the expert, who is going to guide the candidates. And the candidates, just a reminder to them, please interact. In case you got a doubt, he's made it so very open. You have all the privileges to question him, to clarify your doubts if there are any. And make use of Chandran's expertise. That'll be really useful to you. Thank you, Chandran, once again. And you can now lead and take it on. Thank you, Chandran.
Sure, sir. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for these kind words. And thank you, ma'am. So let me start today's session formally. Ma'am, can you please give me permission for...
Yes, it's done. Thank you, Ravi, sir.
Thank you, Pooja.
So with your blessings, I'm starting my second day, sir. Yeah, I got the permission. So welcome back. So today's day 2. So let me quickly show you the syllabus. Hope I'm audible as well as my screen is clear.
Yes.
Yeah, thank you so much. So day 2, today we will be going for the free form because last day, that means yesterday, we had planned for the free form, but today we will give starting from the scratch how we can use the free form, that too with the T-splines. So what is T-spline, what you can do with that, and how we can use that for your competition guidelines. Then to the assembly, then how you can render your design using multiple methods, and that you on cloud as well as local, and what are the extra options available in Fusion 360. Then finally, how you can document your designs as drawings. That means how you can add the item list, the dimensions, so you can make your 3D model into a proper document, which can be in the form of a professional manner. And followed by the Q&A, as you know. So let's start. And also, what I'm going to do is, 1 second, yeah. In the yesterday's the content that I had shared with you, I mean the OneDrive link, I had added a few more links. I mean few more files, data sets, so that you can also start working along with me. And regarding any doubt regarding the access to Fusion 360, if you are struggling to meet you're verifying yourself or any issues regarding Fusion 360, please feel free to contact directly to us. Already I had shared my official mail ID. And today I have one of my colleague, Ms. Sushmita. She's a Fusion Catalyst. So any doubt, please reach out in the chat or directly in the Q&A session. We'll be happy to support you. So let's start then. So a few more contents has been updated in the drive. So please take a look. Yesterday's same OneDrive link only. A few more pictures. Yesterday that what I had shared already been updated. Then one activity I was shown to you yesterday. Design a custom space helmet. So this was just for practice. If anyone done any interesting design and you want to showcase to others, I will tell you the best way that how you can share your design right now with us. So this was the problem statement that you can add a reference canvas that was mentioned yesterday. How to use the 3D modeling tools, and then of course your imagination and creativity, you have to add that. Finally come with a 3D model. Very simple, not much detail on what's inside, something about the exterior. That was actually the main objective. Hope you had done that. So let me share my Fusion screen and tell you that how you can use the cloud to share your models as an instant link. So with that, I can start. So this was our yesterday's project, and you can see that whenever you had updated some contents on your Fusion team inside the project, you can see that it will be updated with the time slot. So just right click, share public link. That one option is there, which is very user friendly to you. So we are not asking you for long file attachment to share your design. No zipping the file, nothing is required. Just go for this share public link. Then here you can see that activate this option. So this one link will do. Even if I just copy paste in any browser, directly anyone without even having Fusion 360 or even without having Autodesk account can view your model in 3D. So let me show you how. So why I'm telling you this is that if someone wants to show your design, just put in the chat so that directly we can copy paste and we can show it here. If you really want to showcase that what you had done to others in the form of 3D model. So I just copy paste here. Now I can see that it's getting loaded. So this was my yesterday's work, right? The chess pawn. So same thing I can view, but I didn't add any appearance physical material for this one. Just the revolve feature. But I got to see in the form of a link. So this is one among the easiest option that you can share with anyone. So share public link. And few more options for security. If you want to set a password or if you don't want the person to download the model, one extra option is there. So that's one thing. So if you want to really show your model, what you've done yesterday, or any progress that you really like to highlight to others, please share in the form of the link so I can also project on my screen. Fine then. So yesterday, as a quick recap, we learned starting from the UI, how to get access to Fusion, then Fusion teams, how you can start doing your project and how you can collaborate with others. I mean, just typing your official ID, I mean, your Autodesk ID, whatever ID that you had used for Autodesk account, just click on invite. So you can add more team members for your project. Same thing I had done here, and I had uploaded few more files. How to upload? This was the option, upload. Then either drag and drop or just select files and browse from your system so that the files will be directly adding to your cloud. So I'll be using few more files titled as utility knife, then one trigger with mechanics, like that. It's already shared with you. I will tell you which all files you have to use accordingly, right? And after that, we shown you how to use the sketching environment. Sketching environment, how to constrain the sketch as well as few 3D models. That too with the extrude, revolve, sweep, and loft. So these were the options shown to you. And this was the last project that we had done using the loft by simply attaching a canvas. A canvas of, you know, that the garden, the spraying, the sprayer, I had used that image as the canvas. Then I had drawn one circle here and one circle here, and connecting to that one spline was drawn. You know what is spline? Then after that, I had done a jig loft so that I can get the profile. See, since this is not a surface, so you may be wondering how I got the profile directly. So that's actually with the help of that gate rail that I had used for the loft. So the loft, once again, I can show what all things I had selected. Two profiles, top and bottom, then this gate rail. This is one extra option. Unless if you don't give this option, it will be directly like a straight joining, just a 3D model. But if you want to have some more patterns or some contour, if you are really focused on the outer or the exterior design, so you can add this gate rails, but make sure that that gate rail or extra profile is intersecting with your other two profiles. Otherwise, you may go on getting more errors that the profile is not intersecting properly. So make sure that it is joined. See here, and whenever you are seeing any error, please don't close that and don't start over once again. Read the error. What's the software is saying to you? Just understand where is the error. Maybe a small problem. If you had came a long way and up to the final stage, you are finding some issues. So you think that everything gone wrong. Now you'll be starting over once again. Because during the competition, the time is very critical. So if a time stop is there during the live competition, it will surely help you. At that time, somehow if the software is not showing the right outcomes, don't worry, right? Just read it, what's wrong, what's happening wrong with your model. Just focus on that. Just zoom it, and if no joining is similar to that issue, just edit that. Just click on OK. Because Fusion 360 by default is following the parametric modeling approach. So if you modify any of these features, I mean the parent features, the subsequent child features will get modified automatically. So that's wonderful. Tool is with you directly. You can modify using this timeline. So start over, don't need to start over. You can just edit it and you can proceed. So that's the thing I just like to highlight to you. If in the case if you want to edit the sketch also, you can do that, right? So this was the loft profile. Then today what I'm going to do is I'm going to take a new tab. Then I'm going to show you the next environment known as freeform environment, or basically the designers call it as sculpting, right? So just click on this create form, and you can see that all the icons change to the purple color. Actually, not the same icons, these are different icons, correct? But check the name, create, modify, send something known as symmetry, utilities, and other things, construct, inspect, all the things are similar to that of the solid modeling tools, correct? But here it follows a separate uniform, let's say a color code. It's like in a purple shade. And I told you that yesterday, that whenever we are seeing any options with this blue shade, that goes for the solid modeling. And inside the surface, you can see all our orange guys. So that means that is dealing with the surface, correct? And again, form is this one, which is another sub workspace inside the design itself. So many options are there inside this design workspace. This is one among the option. Okay, so here you can see that all the tools are coming as in this purple shade. Whenever you just type S and go for extrude, I told you that you will get the command that you can use, correct? In a new design file, if I type simply S and type extrude, you can see all these three extrudes, blue, orange, as well as this purple. This purple thing goes for the freeform modeling. That's what I just want to highlight you. If you are finding any tools highlighted with this shade, that means this is regarding the freeform modeling environment. Fine. So let's move back here. So highlight the origin plane and let's focus on the tools. So there are some primitives options here like box, plane, cylinder, sphere, torus, cordbolt, pipe, etc. As well as the same guys, extrude, revolve, sweep and lock. But something is different here. Okay, so let's start with a small box here and I will explain what is really this environment all about. So when I created a box, I can see that it's not a perfect box. But in the corners, you can see some bulging is there and no sharp corners, nothing is there. So this is not just a solid model. This is something more than that. So these are really known as T-splines. T-splines. So if you ask me what is T-spline, then I can tell you that these are actually the mathematical curves of higher degree. That means polynomial curves. That if you had learned in your mathematics, you can see that y raised to 5 higher degree polynomials. So here this is the 3D depiction. So the software will allow you to directly manipulate this thing. Correct. So here you can make the individual selection and you can control that what you want on your screen finally. And I told you that freeform modeling, the designers also call it as the sculpting environment. So sculpting, you know that based on your extra extra operations, what you are doing or extra forces that you are applying on your raw material, you will get the defined shape. You can sculpt it, right? Whether you are wood sculpting or rock sculpting, based on your operation, the outcome you can get it. So just think that this is the digital replica of that same thing. That means you should have more features to get your job done. Yes, what you think is correct. You can do many things inside this sculpted environment. So right now I'm just starting with a box. So my plan is that to introduce you this tool, I'm not just showing you just simple designs and saying that this is how it works. Instead, we will do a live modeling. So that's why I had shared some files in the OneDrive, some files known as reciprocating showcasing. I will tell you where you have to use that. Then we will together live design using this T-splines. Okay, so let's start. So this is the box then. So before deciding the dimensions of the box, either you can put it using this manipulator. And again, one more option is there. These are actually for dividing. So I will tell you why this division is coming. Okay, so division across the width, across the length, and across the height, you can make the proper division. So for time being, I'm just keeping it as 2 minimum. Okay, minimum value 200 by 160, and that to the negative value. Negative value simply means in the opposite direction. No other extra meaning. I'm just clicking on OK. Okay, that I can see a preview on my screen. Right. So now what I can do with this box? Anything special? Yes, it is special. So this was the creation option. Now we can jump to the modify. Modify. You know that whatever things that you had created, you can directly use the modify tools to modify. But this time the options are too different. So see here, edit form. Edit form is the first option here. And let me tell you that this is the most used option inside the freeform because many extra, let's call it as so many manipulation options are there. So let's start. Let's learn what is inside edit form. So you can see that one plotting dialog box has arrived. Now, if I click on here, I can easily get a one manipulator. So I can do like this. Okay. Now, if I want to click on this point, I mean any vertex, I can do like this. Now again, going to the edge. So this is your advantage. Either you can select your face or you can select the vertices, or else you can directly go for the edge selection. And this manipulators will surely help you that you can align with your, I mean, based on your design or creativity. Suppose if you are having any background canvas image, you can focus on that and you can gently go to the respective views and you can get your design done in right manner. Right. So if you want to pull, if you want to push, anything it can be done. So I'm just distorting this box just to show you that this much freedom you have with this tool. So that's just a simple edit form tool. But moreover, we have lots of other options to create both surface as well as a solid model. Because don't think that the freeform, this environment is not entirely for the solid modeling. It comes with both. Basically, we will get the surface models and later we can thicken it. Or if you are using box directly, you can create the solid body. But see here what I'm going to do right now. This top face I'm just deleting. By hitting the delete key, I can see that a hollow space has arrived. Now what's inside? See, it's like a cavity thing. Now if I simply click on this finish form, what I can see is actually a surface, not a solid model. So this is having 0 thickness, and the depiction of the surface model is just orange wrapping that you can see on my screen. I mean in the browser. So I just deleted one face and I got like this. Now let me go back. If you want to edit or go back to your previous design form, just double click on it or right click edit feature from the timeline. Both will work. Now again, if I want to fill the hole, okay, modify, there is one option known as fill hole. As the name suggests, it will fill the hole, fill the gap. Now I am tired of searching from modify because I'm confused because lots of tools are. So what I can do, type S and get the thing what you want. Fill hole, fill hole. Just double click on it so that the whole selection will be done, and you can instantly see that your model got filled. Now if you click on finish form, you can see that it's a solid body. It has some definite thickness, but that's not our point of thought right now. How you can design it with this tool, right? So let me show you a few more options before going for the live exercise. There is a cylinder primitive here. Just click on the cylinder primitive, and either you can decide the correct dimensions here. This is 115.171 mm. Either you can hit your keyboard keys and you can type that what value you want, or just simply make one more left click so that you can see a 3D preview. Okay, and in this 3D preview, you have more options to edit. What is the height, what is the diameter, and what are the divisions. So right now you can understand why this division is coming. Divisions are actually basically for helping us to modify further. Okay, you can see that across the diameter 8 divisions are there, and across the height 4 divisions are here, and these are the numbers where the user can override that. But there are some limitations. If you give a higher number, software may fail to show the preview because it's at the end it's actually a code. Software code is working. What the user is giving, it will be happening and reflecting at the packet. So some limitations, some upper limit or lower limit will be there, but for the design purpose, you can keep initially a lower division, then you can start working on it, and there are extra options to add or remove extra divisions. Many things are there. So this is very user-friendly feature. I can say that once you understand how it is working, or once you had created a small earbud or headset using these tools, you will get addicted, because there's a small form of addiction is also there that I can surely tell you that, and that addiction surely will take you to further creativity. Okay, so let me show you a few more tools before going further. Modify, here you can see that edit form. If I double click on any edge, to selection, okay, so that will make the selection for the whole loop. Otherwise, if I simply click on one edge, that means it will show as yellow highlight. So yellow, I told you that some color codes inside the software UI that will help us to understand what's happening right now. So if I select this, this means that the surface got selected. In the surface, I mean the just one face, one division got selected. Now if I click on here, the edge got selected. So edge selection is highlighted as yellow inside the T-spline for the T-spline. So again, if I make 2 more left clicks, the whole thing will be selected, provided if there are no breaks. See here also the whole thing got selected. Now the thing comes for the modification. So if I pull it in this direction, I can see that it's getting distorted. Okay, so let's do some interesting things, right? I can scale it like this. Okay, now I can click on here. I can again scale it. Scaling option is there. Many selections are there. This is for the translation, scaling, as well as rotation in all the 3 directions, X, Y, and Z. So that's your pretty advantage. So you have more options to clearly manipulate your design. So you are the user, and you have the freedom to control your design, how it should appear. See here. So easily you can do like this. For example, you can understand that if you want to create a wine glass or something, you can select the options accordingly. Right now I had selected one scaling option, which is actually coming to one direction. So if I select other, I can see that the depiction coming, or what you are seeing on my screen, it will be changing the form. And anything that you had or made a wrong choice, just do Control Z couple of times. So that will take you to the previous position. Control Y, Control Z, both will be working while keeping this edit form command active. So that's the one thing I like to tell you, that you can design and you can win prizes. But if you follow the best approaches, what it will help you is that you can design very efficiently. The thing is that you don't want to put lots of mental strain to get your design done. You can stick to your timeline. I mean, I can say that before the timeline, you can finish your job, provided you're working efficiently. Working efficiently again means that practice and patience you want, and purposefully you have to understand that what will go wrong if you go beyond some limit. That means you have to make mistake. I'm not telling that in one day or 2 day you will be an expert. You have to make mistakes, then find what you made wrong, find solution for that. So that's actually the best approach to move forward with any CAD software, especially Fusion. So that's why I'm telling you that we have time limitations to show you limited tools. So I request you to go further and further, learn more tools, make mistake, come back to us. What went wrong? We will share you more learning contents so that you will learn. You will keep on updating with your software knowledge, right? So now let's move little more further. I like to show you one more tool. Like, double click on it and go for the edit form, and you can see that if you click on Alt key individually, and if you pull it, or if you just use the scaling option directly, you can see that one extra face will be coming, or one extra division. Suppose if I click here and go for edit form and holding down the Alt key, after that you can press on any manipulator, so you will get like this, some extra projection, right? Extra projection you can get it, and that too according to your selection only. Whether you want in one direction or other direction, you can extend it. So that means creating an aircraft, a wing, I mean with the aerofoil shape, it's very easy inside. So anything aerodynamic, more fluidic, more related to the 3D contour, you can manipulate the curve and you can get the job done. But the confusion comes if you have two designs, how you merge one design to another. So that are the more questions that you have in your mind. I understood that. So that's why I started from the primitives. So we have more primitives, not just the box or cylinder. We have torus, right, and in the shape of a donut. And again, that is subjected to modification. You can use individual manipulators and you can do the job, right? So many things are there. And finally, these four things: extrude, revolve, sweep, and lock. Same concept, but you have more freedom. For example, if I am taking one more design file, then going for this freeform, highlighting the planes, then I can simply have a spline here. But this time I'm not going to keep it closed. Yesterday I told you that I'm going to keep it closed since that is a solid model. Now I just simply left like this. Then let's see what happens if I do the revolve here. See, you can get a direct model. But this is a surface. Again, this is T-spline. So more divisions you can manipulate using the edit form. So that's the quick story you can understand, right? If you double click on it, you can see that you can pull it up so that you can change the shape. But whenever you are dealing with your design, go to the respective orthographic views. Otherwise, if it is in a perspective view or in any other 3D view, tilted view, then you cannot understand that what you are doing is giving you the right result. So you can pull it up, you can expand like this. And again, if you hold down the Alt key and expand, you can get like this. Some extra bend over or many things you can get. These are design modifications quickly you can do. Right. Now there's a hole here. Correct. So you want to fill that. So coming back to the fill hole option. Fill hole, done. And the filling pattern itself, you have the choice. Collapse is there, reduce star, and fill star. So it's a big environment. It's a big tool actually, set of tools. Earlier in the earlier Fusion versions, it was coming as a separate workspace, but in the newer versions that you are using, all of you are using, it's coming as a sub workspace. So understand that lots of scope is there inside this sub workspace. Okay, so again, if you want to design a cup, very in few minutes you can design a cup. You can design a handle using the sweep pattern. Many things can be done. Okay, so if I go on explaining, I can show you all the tools, but we have time limitation. Instead, what I'm going to do is we will go ahead with one example. Okay, what is that file? What is the file that you have to open right now? So let me show that to you. So here there is a file known as trigger with mechanics. Trigger with mechanics. So that file is already shared with you. Trigger with mechanics. Just upload that. Upload where? Upload to your cloud. Okay, I already done something, but I want to show you as live. So I'm just uploading, re-uploading. The file name is trigger with mechanics. Trigger underscore with underscore mechanics. And see here, the software identified that it's a Fusion native file, so F3D, and the file size is 5 MB. Just click on upload and wait for a few seconds. And while uploading, please don't wait for this uploading process to complete. Just click on close, because it's a cloud software. We are not here to wait for a long time until the cloud job is finished. We have other jobs to do. We have to do multitasking. So let that complete in a while. And meanwhile, if you are doing any cloud activity, there is an option there, a clock symbol, job status, view job status, and you can see that what's happening or what's completed, the direct status, you can directly get it. So one quick option is there. And somehow, if you are working as a team or you're working individually, your net connection goes off. What will happen? Whether your design will be lost or your design history will not be captured, what is going to happen? That's a common question since this is a cloud software. So what will happen is that if net connection goes off abruptly, it will simply automatically switch to offline mode. And when net comes back, it will switch back to online. Or if you want to work offline, you can just pull the tab to the left so that it goes everything offline. And the cloud features will not be enabled, but I mean the data panel, whatever file that you had made available will be available, other will not be highlighted. But that doesn't affect any of these tools. You can still work. You can still work and you can save your design. You can export your system as well as a direct saving to your local system. So many options are there to save your data, whether to the cloud or whether to your system with any format you want, it can be done. Okay, so this is the file, trigger with mechanics. So this is actually an assembly of a reciprocating saw. Yeah. 1 second, let me take it. Yeah, trigger with mechanics. Yeah, this is the file. Trigger. It's the latest file. The earlier one was which I was doing before the session. So I'm just taking the newer file. How I can understand this is a newer one. Check the time slot. So it's loading. Okay, this is your file. Okay, no outer body is there. Okay, and here see the timeline. It's a big list because it was done after many features. So that's why you can get a scroll bar. And understand that for your designs also, the timeline will be big because you have to do lots of job. Even for the competition, you may be using multiple features. Even the sculpting itself, you have to use. So many editing options that will be recorded in the timeline. So it's actually a good thing for you because everything will be recorded in a proper manner. If I want to edit anything in between, not at the last, anything in between, you can edit that and you can still get the update to the final child features. Finally, you can see what's done with your update in between. Okay, now check the design. So here there is a reciprocating showcasing image, and you know what is canvas. Canvas means insert canvas, what we done yesterday. Just add an image to your plane, any plane you want, then you can position it. So here for this exercise, there is only one view, one side view, and that to having the dimension 415 mm. That means 41 centimeter, 41.5 centimeter, right? And also, if you are really focused on the dimensions, so that's also an important thing, because for the competition, it's nothing is rough. You have to keep it in proper dimension, and again tolerances, any deviations, some limitation will be there, plus or minus some value. So you have to be more professional. But for practice, I'm not telling that always you should go for the dimensioning, because the freeform tool will stick to your mind mostly if you're working in a free manner. Explore it. Then finally, if you're creating some product, go with the dimensions. That's my simple suggestion. Okay, so right now we are going to be a little more professional, because I'm going to show you how you can create the outer body with the freeform. So there is an option known as calibrate. But once you click on calibrate, nothing will be coming. What you can do is simply click on one end and other end, and you can see the value coming up. So this is either to scale up or scale down the image, not the model. Already we have the model. This is the case I'm explaining. If you have a 2D orthographic view, I'm telling again orthographic view, not a perspective or any tilted view. So then only you can take the proper reference, whether you want to take the sketching and move it forward with the 3D model. So at that time, you should make sure that you are sticking to the dimension, right? So that's why I had shown you how to calibrate. Either side to side or top to bottom, you can put the value and just click on enter. So that will be automatically resizing. But for this exercise, already it's done. Okay. So, right. So it's already done. So you don't need to worry about the dimension. So I can simply click on escape key, and escape key is the key when you want to escape from any key, or you are just confused. You confuse that what tool is active and you want to quickly go to the next tool. Simply just hit the escape key. You can move forward. Okay. So as you explore more and more shortcuts, it's less time consuming. You can become more creative as well as efficient. Right. So 415 mm is already done. So what's my job is, let's go to the create form. And at that time, I can see that all other assemblies inside, some gear wheels were there. Nothing is right now showing as highlighted. So that doesn't mean that it is hidden. It simply means that we are in the sculpt environment, and we want to design an outer form. We are not focusing on the internal assembly, but we want a reference, whether if our design is clashing with the mechanism. So that needs to be kept in mind, that what you're designing should not clash with the inside or any other extra protections in your design. Okay, so we have this. We are inside right now. It's already calibrated. I mentioned you. Now let's use one cylinder, the same cylinder, and I have to decide the plane where I want to keep the cylinder. I can keep it here, or I can keep it here, or I can keep it here. But for our purpose, I want to create a handle. I mean, the handle is something more organic, right? So we have to think little more ergonomic, whether it will be user friendly for us humans, whether we can easily hold that thing. So we have to make sure where you're going to do and what type of design you are going to do with your tools. So the position is the important thing. So I'm selecting that plane, and there is a red line coming here. That will help you to snap it properly, because we cannot create a cylinder here and think that it is automatically focusing on this handle, because we can do that. We can create the cylinder anywhere and we can use a move tool, but the best choice is use the snap option. I mean, the reference software already have the snapping option. So see here, I'm just creating a cylinder here right now, skipping the dimension. Now I got the bigger dialog box asking me for more. What's your specified dimension? I mean, the diameter, height, how much you want. So you can control. Either you can manipulate it. So the manipulator will help you to get the outcome based on your drawing. Or if you want to go more specific, yes, you can type the value. Okay, so let me keep it in the height of 70 and diameter 45. Something somewhat in range with that of the image. That will do. Okay, so now I got the cylinder. Yes, it's not aligned with my drawing. So you have this move copy tool, or simply type M. So those are the default shortcuts. You can easily get it, or type S and type move. So just readjust here. Okay. Yes. more focus we can do if you're really concerned on the outer contours, because the proper designing has not started yet. We are just positioning only. Now you can see that I had used that red line, so that's why the divisions are coming exactly in the middle. And let me tell you guys what I'm going to do. I will explain my plan, then we can move forward. Otherwise you will be thinking that what this guy is going to do next. So I will explain the proper plan, what I'm going to do. Okay, so the plan is that I will complete the cylinder, I mean the positioning of the cylinder, that already done. Then I will place one more primitive option known as face. I will create a small face here, and that is clearly a surface. Then I will use the edit form options to start designing, and there will be some point that I have to make some connections between one T-spline and the next T-spline. So I'll be using some connection options. I will tell you what are those options. Right now, just understand this is the small thing I'd like to mention. Two primitives I will be manipulating, and somehow they need to be bridged. So there are lots of bridging options. And once I am done with one half, I will simply just mirror the other half. My job is done. Otherwise, I will be thinking on what will happen on the other side, right? So instead, this is the quickest approach. If you want to design something symmetric, focus on the left or right or top or bottom, then just mirror it. Your job is done. Otherwise, still you can focus on both by activating a symmetry line. Anything will work, but for this, I am just using this approach. Completing one side and replicating to the other side, then adding extra options so that I can modify that as per the image. So this is my plan. So just understand, this is my plan. Now, as per the plan, I told you that I just need the half. So other half I don't want. So I can just simply delete it or drag and select, or you can do the manual selection as well. Hit your delete key or right click delete. So done. One half is gone. So we want just one half. Okay. Now I can use what? Face. Okay, so I really request you, don't stop here. I had shown you box, I had shown you cylinder. That doesn't mean that other tools are not okay. All the tools will come into picture based on your application. So you should understand at least ABC. Someone asks you, hey, what is this sphere? What does it do? Is it just like a ball or something special inside the T-spline? So you should be able to answer that this is a separate type of sphere where you can manipulate it. It's not just saying it as solid. So you should have that understanding, and you will get that understanding only if you explore that, right? So many options. This is a very useful tool for designers, especially for the IDT category. You can easily get the job done, and you can click on finish form, and you can add some physical material to complete it, right? So I need to stick to the time. So I have a proper time schedule as well. So I have to complete this exercise in coming minutes. So this cylinder is done. Then the next new option, maybe you may be knowing this, face. So I have to just draw a, let's call it quadrilateral or a parallelogram. Don't focus too much on this perfection. Okay, so later we can use the edit form manipulator. We have that good guy with us, so we can easily manipulate. But right now I just covered this logo RYOBI. Never mind, that's just a branding. So I just covered that. I want something like this. Done. Now what I can do is I can go for the move copy tool, because if I go on designing, it's not actually a 3D thing. Okay, so I cannot expect that. It's wrong actually, because if I go on designing here, it will clash with my internal mechanism. Instead, I can type M and I can take him outside. And to how much? So that's a question. Go to the next view and make sure that nothing is going to interfere with your internal mechanism. So I had just moved a little, just a move, nothing else, just a move tool, and you did up to this, right? Okay, so now the fun really begins. I'm going to use the edit form manipulators. Edit form manipulators, I told you, holding down the Alt key, you will get another face or set of surface together. Right now we have only one edge, so I just pulled it like this. Okay. Then here also, I will repeat the same thing. Why I am doing this? Okay, the next step I will complete that. If you make a wrong selection, no worries, do it once. So I want to keep it nearby this corner. So that's why I want that bending properly. This bending. So that's why I just created one more extra projection using hitting on the Alt key. Then here Alt key. Or if you skip the Alt key and do it directly as I did for the other, that will also work. Somehow it should come as an S shape. Okay, so you can modify. So because there is no top view provided with us, we have just one view. So you have the freedom to use on your skills or your imagination. I just created a small curvy shape. Now the next thing is again right click, edit form. Just pull it up, pull it down. Same here. Make sure that everything is selected. Okay, and while working also, don't focus your neck towards the screen because that will again give you some health issue. So just sit in your comfort position and zoom it because zoom is very active now. So use the tools appropriately so you can work for a long time. Okay, so just zoom it and you just pull it down until to some point. Right now I'm going to select this and this sets together. Using the control key, I made the two selection and using the Alt key to do like this. Okay, why I have to do? I just clicked on two edges and built like this. So I will tell you why. Okay. Now there is another option where I can connect these two. I can make them friends. Right now they are not knowing each other. So there is a bridging option. Bridging. Okay, bridge option is there. I can select this edge and this edge. Then I can click on OK. So automatic bridge will be coming. Once again I can do, because some tools you think that it's showing some magic, but understand what is happening actually. One here and one here, and how many faces you want to have in that bridge. Everything is T-spline, so everything will have some divisions. So I'm just keeping it as 1. Suppose if I keep it as 3 and click on OK, I will have 3 divisions. That's the meaning. So if you understand properly, I am just telling you, don't by heart anything because that will not help you. Imagine, try to imagine what's going to happen. Done. So we made that bridging using the bridge tool. So right now they know each other. Now our further task is to pull all these things down. Right, usually you can pull it or you can use the manipulators to pull based on the image. So actually this is fun because for the designers already you may be doing. If you want to design a shoes or if you want to design any kitchenwares and you have that picture with you, the side view, you can do this. Okay, focus more on the perfection if you are really onto that. Right now, due to the time constraint, I'm just showing you what are the possibilities. I can also share the more learning resources with you. So I had done up to this. Now again, so I made up to this, and you can disable the canvas, and you can see that I'm into the bodies also. Sorry, you can disable the canvas, and you can see that how you're progressing. There is some sharpness. Never mind that. We can use the manipulators. Okay. So again, right click, repeat edit form, pull it up, and here also up. Now you can understand what I am doing actually. I'm just pulling this thing as that of a clay, right? So just a clay, I'm just applying some forces. Okay. And I think that if some actions I made wrong, just undo that. So here you don't need any prior knowledge to play with this tool because anyone having some curiosity and some imagination, even small students or small kids can even do that. Once they understood how it is coming, then the next choice is how you can more leverage it. Once you understand how it's working, it's easy for us. So scaling option, translation, and rotation, all are there, right? So again here, now I want to make another connection here. Mirror edge option is there, or bridge also we can use. So this is another connecting option, merge edge, one edge to other. Sorry, one edge, then in the set to selection. Okay, so automatic join will be coming. So this is automatic, but make sure that your model have right proper edges, right? Yeah, so let's move further. So here you can shape. Guys, please understand this is a professional tool used by designers, digital designers across the globe. So many outcomes are there. I will also share a few designs done by few students who won lots of prizes nationally as well as in other events, and also our gallery, Autodesk Design Gallery. We got a gallery. So see, but initially I won't tell that this is too easy, right? So actually how I learned this is that I made lots of mistakes. Then I understood that something is not happening properly. What I am thinking, some issues are there. So do it and again redo it. That will help me. So what I did right now, I just pulled that two edges together to the left. So I can have this small, like an opening, like a mouth, right? Now we need to close this mouth. We want to shut that mouth. And a few more things we can do. I can pull it up. But make sure no two edges are intersecting, because that will create you another issue. Means if two edges are intersecting, then you will get that error from the software that the two edges are intersecting. So remove that, because software cannot have two edges intersection. That's actually a wrong feature, wrong thing. So you have to edit that. But right now, as of now, we don't have any intersection. So I did up to this. Okay, I will pause for a small break once I done up to this other half. Okay. Then again, there is a small option to weld the vertices. I mean, we can do welding also. Welding means point to point. We can stick it together so that it will behave as a single surface. So there is a option known as weld the vertices, or type S, type weld. See how much it is easy for you to get the command. Then pick the points. And sometimes you may be getting a box-like appearance, but try giving inputs in another manner. Just change the selection. That will help you. Okay. So see here, I had done the weld also. I just cancel it because I want to show you once again. Repeat weld vertices. Click the points. Understand what is happening right now. Point to point, it is going to get merged. So that's the meaning. So once you understand what is happening, right now this is not showing a proper preview. So I want this also to be joined this group. So all these 3 points merged into a single. So vertices can be welded together. That's the meaning. See how fast we had done up to this. So you can imagine if you have some designs, whether you want to design a door handle of your home, then you want to 3D print that, how fast you can design. So that's the power of this sculpting. But we are not done it. We reached up to this level. And some of you may be wondering that its shade is just a steel shade. How you can make it colorful, right? So there's an inspect option here. Inspect. So if you want to do some quick inspection, what are the dimensions, all those things you can do here. You can select and you can select the edges and you can get the measurements instantly on the screen. This is a live measurement tool. Here goes the inspection. Okay. So I am going to show you another tool known as component color cycling toggle. So if I click on this, I can see some color codes are coming in my timeline. So it's divided as some colors, and my surface got changed into an automatic shade, more like a cyan shade I got. But if you try this option, component color cycling toggle, you cannot expect that the same shade that you are seeing on my screen you will be getting. It will be different. So that's the thing. So it's an automatic color code. Never mind, if you want to really work with this thing, it's for you. Otherwise, you can simply turn it off. That is not going to create big impact on your design. And understand, this is not the appearance or physical material. Physical material and appearance, here goes that. Already yesterday I had shown you, same thing applicable to here as well. But this is for just creating that color. Okay, so I can disable that. See, now either I can move forward. I can move forward and I can complete the other side of the question. Right. Edit form. Then use the alt key to pull. Okay. And you can again pull it down. Then you can do the building vertices and you can complete the job. But that may take few more minutes. But I'm just showing you, I'm opening the doors for you guys, how you can do this with the help of a canvas image. So I need to create the other half. Due to time constraint, I'm just creating the other half and completing, because we have the assembly as well as the rendering, animation, and the technical drawing is also left. And also I like to show you one more extra tool known as generative design. That is also for creating the structures. That can help you. So I like to give an insight on that as well. So I have a strict time today, but never mind that. If you want to come back to us, we are always happy to help you. Right? Because practice only makes you perfect. So I'm just pulling it once again. What I did just now is I just made that curve straight. So that's why you have to view in different orthographic views. You are a designer. You are not sticking to one side view. You have to look all the views and check whether your design is okay from all views. Right? So I had done up to this. Now I have to create the other half. But before that, I have to think on some point that when I easily replicate the other half, so I will get the exact half. No, nothing is coming or interfering to my this middle line. So if it is interfering or it is away from this middle line, that means that I can expect a cavity. It's not the perfect half. So I have to make sure that it's actually a half. So I'm just selecting this outside and inside loop. And there is an option known as flatten. So you'll get this dialog box. You can select which plane you want. So automatic a small adjustment happened right now. So that right now it's perfectly flat. Earlier, if you remember that there's a small cavity here. Now it got filled. It's software, no? So software will do the job if you are giving right inputs. That's it. So we got the perfect one half. Then once I'm done with the mirror, I will open the questions. So mirror. Now I just completed up to this 3/4. I'm not telling that full covering. Full covering again will take few more minutes. So I'm just limiting up to this, and I'm just going for a mirror. In the symmetry option, there is an option known as mirror duplicate. Just select your T-spline and the mirror. Okay. Because lots of selections are here. Either you can turn off other body to make the selection pop up. So I just mirrored it. See how perfect the joining happened, because I had done the flatten option. But still, these type of things are coming. You know that what you can do with this. You can pull it down or you can flatten the curve. Many things can be done. Right? But understand that options are there. What you can imagine, software already have the option. Okay. So I replicated up to the other half, and everything is subjected to modification. And if you design one face here, you can get a cavity and you can use the fill hole just mentioned to you, or you can use the insert edge option. If you think that you need more edges to work on, more divisions, insert edge option is there. So what do you imagine? Software have the tool. Only thing is that you have to find what is the tool, what you have to do with that. That's the only thing. So never think that software doesn't have that option. It's a well advanced and it's a cloud software. It keeps on growing. So there is no end for Fusion 360. It have always the latest tools to give you. So I'm done up with this. Now I will do a small thicken and I will take a break. Thicken, right? I want to keep it 3D. Just a 2 mm thickness. I can click on the finish form. I can see that inside the body trigger is actually already there. This is our newly created thing. And I can turn off other internal mechanism and the canvas. So you can see that this is what we have created in limited time. But never think that always you can expect this curvature. Errors will come. That's normal. Try to redo once again. So that will give you more confidence of the body. So just rename it for your purpose. Hope that is clear to you. Now we can add any appearance of physical material. Same thing that we did yesterday. Drag and drop. Multiple shade you want, you have. Usually you can give it average. Faces. Click on enter. Appearance. There's an option faces. Then you can individually assign 2 shade. As you know that even if you check your iron box, 2 shade will be going, not just a single shade, because that's a new design. Multi-shaded design. So you just need to drag and drop, or if you want to edit the shade also, you can edit that. Badly that will affect your screen, right? So these are the things very easily you can create, but practice, you want practice. So I'm opting for questions. Any questions? I will also take a small 2 minutes break. Anything, please ask. You can put in the chat. Sushmita, do we have any questions or any concerns from students or IITs?
I'll check and I'll let you know. As you are taking a break in the meantime, I'll request Ravi sir if you can tell us about the flow of in a competition that will happen for industrial design technology.
Yeah, good. Yeah, we all should be knowing what is the process and what are the timelines. And all the candidates, I'm addressing the candidates and the other delegates as well. Firstly, our basic aim is to identify the right candidates who can represent the country. That is very primary aim. Besides that, just remember, your participation by itself at any level of competition will pay you dividends. It's useful. You are learning at all stages of learning. And my request to you would be always put in your best and try to avail of all the opportunities which are being offered by MESC, through Autodesk, by other dignitaries. Do try to attend all the workshops, interactive sessions, anything what is arranged by MESC. Remember, this is being done not easily. It is, we know, is a collective effort, but all companies, all sponsors, all are engaged heavily. They have to take out time. They have to request like Rohit, what is doing today is not easily available. He is one of the very committed person. He's been requested. Because he's been motivated, he knows that, he's convinced that his teaching to the candidates will be useful for them when they represent the country. So my point is, before I tell you the timelines, you all should be mentally prepared and convinced this is to a useful competition, to a very useful, I'll say, a skill, especially that falls under the newer skill, futuristic skills. Or this is not come up like that only world skill has picked up. It has been done by a team of people who are researchers, who research, a team who understand the world economy, world trade, what is there for the future. So it is one of the very, very important skill which has been included for the first time as a competition at the World Skill Competitions. Now about the timelines, what it goes is, this skill is not coming as a regular skill. So it is just one state which has picked up the skill. One or two states, I think. One is Andhra and one is Punjab possibly.
Only
One
Punjab.
only, just Punjab. Only one state has picked up the skill, that is Punjab. So imagine, so the delegation of responsibility to perform the test for everything has been given to the SSCs, Sector Skill Council. For other skills, NSDC is responsible. For this, SSC, which is Media and the Entertainment Sector Skill Council, is the one who is giving out the timelines and the processes and all will be all made open, the rules regulation by the MESC. Seeing the people attending and seeing the level of competition, what we could know from the friendly competition, well, it was just felt. Perhaps your preparation was not, we didn't find preparation too very good, or majority were not attending the sessions. It gave impression that very few people are really coming forward, who are passionate to participate. So we have allowing certain wildcard entries also. For that, approval is gone to the ministry. Approval is still not come, but it will come. So we allowing some more people through the SSCs who will be joining the process. So that, with that, taking that into consideration, the timelines outline what we want is, I'll start from the end. The national competition we intend doing in the month of December, and that will be with all other skills at one location, possibly in Bangalore, as of now. Before that, what we want to do is two so-called as regional competitions. Like for other skills, they have identified 5 locations. We'll identify suiting our requirement, where we have the best of infrastructure, just 2 locations, one in the north and one in the south. And at each location, we should have around 10 to 12 candidates participating at the regions in the north, and 10 to 12 people participating in the south. That means I'm looking for 24 numbers, not one number, 2 numbers. 24 numbers for regional competitions is a very big number. And before that, what we intend doing is we'll hold 1 or 2 level of competitions just to select not 1 or 2 people. We're going to select around, what number I gave is around 20, 22 people we're going to select. Those who will be moving forward, joining at the regional competitions. So the initial assessment will be very basic. We'll let you know what we intend doing, but we intend doing all online as of now. Of course, the degree will be varying, which will be including your technical knowledge, your knowledge on the tools, your knowledge on fusion, what he's taking definitely, because that is what you're going to work on, and about other criteria which are essential for the competitors to understand for a winning candidate and for person who want to progress in life. So I should say we are asking for new registration. That is only SSC is doing it, open for everybody, but people who are understand, who knows the skill. That of course Pooja is taking care of it, and we are getting few more along with the people who registered earlier. So that we should be completing by names, and our list will be with us by 20th or 25th of October. Basically by 20th should be there. So I'll say before 15th of November, we want to 15th or 20th, we'll see suiting our candidates, seeing the availability of infrastructure. We'll have 2 selection tests. By 15th or 20th, I'm using the statement, we'll have we would have identified 18 to 20 candidates from our side, and 2 would be coming from the state. There'll be just 2 names from Punjab would be coming. All the remaining will be from our people who are attending the track 2 so-called. So only difference here is the track 3, your wild card which you are picking up, they'll be merged with track 2. There'll be no thing like wild card, they'll be merged with track 2, but they the level entry level what is we picked up is on the name of wild card. But wild card, they'll have all who are joining will undergo the entire process, starting from the initial, you can say the basic test, first 2 which we will be holding. They'll also have to undergo all that. Because all are same for us, we have to identify the best. And remember, not necessarily person who's done MTech is the best. Some people of just beginners, they prove to be better designers, because the concepts are clear. Just to remind you, last year in the last competitions, person who has just completed 12th, he got a silver medal in world skill competitions. Against him, we had people who are BTech engineers who are qualified in so many things, but they were nowhere near it. This is what we just impress upon. It is your basic fundamentals. If you're clear and if you're passionate about it, you want to improve, you can be a winner. So the timeline, I just repeat once again, by end of this month or before 15th, within that period, seeing your availability, the comfort of the experts and the jury members, we'll do 2 selections, select around 20-22 people who will be joining the regional level. Regional, we're going to do it at 2 locations, one in the north and one in the south. Locations we'll very soon let you know. Of course, we're looking, identifying institutes who are willing to hold the competition for us and who have adequate infrastructure. Both things have to be seen. So this is just the outline, and I'm sure take advantage of Chandran who is conducting this. It's so very useful what he's trying to tell you. Well, I'm not from industrial design, not a designer, but I'm definitely an engineer. I was trying to listen to him. It is so very advanced tools which have come up. And Autodesk tools are really great, which are being used by 80% of the industry. They're using their tools today.
Yes.
So learning the tools, understanding will be useful to us, to all of you. Whether you win or don't win, just do not bother. Just put in your best. And you will benefit. Right. Finally, you will be benefiting. That is just the outline, but yeah.
In the outline, you have given the entire thing.
Basically, yeah.
So we are all set for the assessment also, and soon we'll be announcing the date, final dates, and the final locations as well. I request Rohit sir to please take a charge back.
Sure. Thank you.
Thanks.
So let's resume.
Yes.
So we had done up to this one. Okay, so that's free form. But please understand. 1 second. Sorry. So here, if you are even doing surface modeling or freeform modeling, all are actually goes hand to hand. All this modeling environment. I mean the solid. If you did anything with solid or anything with the freeform or anything with surface as well, you can finally create a good 3D model using these all 3 types of modeling methods. I'm not telling that only solid and freeform can help you. Surface can also help you. Okay, please understand all 3. If you are exploring the extrude, revolve, sweep and lock inside the surface also, both will work fine. But here the surface thickness will not be there, and later you can thicken it. So if you understand what is this tool actually going to help you, at least thicken. The same name is coming to the freeform, same name is coming to the solid, then again to the surface as well. So you can understand thicken will simply add the thickness. So if you have a surface, thicken option is there. And to find something, type S and get the command you want. Okay. So moving to the next thing, because we just don't want an just a outer body. We want some internal mechanisms also, right? Because this is a competition, as Last time, the friendly competition, the problem statement was to design a mobile phone holder. I also checked that. So it's very interesting to check the creativity of the students. So mobile phone holder, either you can think it very simple, that like a triangular support to support your phone. But if you are really like dealing with online sessions, then you have for few more things that you have from your side. That means that if you want to tilt the phone to portrait mode or landscape mode, some rotation features should be there, right? And if you want to change your seat position based on your comfortness, then you have to adjust the height of that mobile phone holder. So it's if it is something that we buy online from Amazon or something, they have some limitation. We have to follow what the product already have the feature. But as a designer or as just a design thinker, if you can design something which have the features that you find that which will help you to attend the online sessions with less fatigue, then you have the right tool with you. I mean the Fusion 360, because the problem statement, if you can input your design thoughts to make it an assembly, that's what I want to tell you, assembly. Because if it is just a structure, you will just take it and keep it somewhere and say that you attended the session, but did you attend the session in a proper manner? I mean in a healthy manner, because the position, long sitting in this position will hurt us in our future. So if you can cope up with that online session along with a good design feature, then you can stay online for more time, and that's actually a solution for a problem. So problem statement, solution. So clearly you can make your design assembly in assembly. Few mechanisms, few links. I'm not telling that it should have lots of gears and something inside. Something very flexible, so that if your job is done, you can close it and you can take it in your pocket. Something user friendly. These are features, right? Ergonomic features clearly. So how the software can help you to create assemblies? That's the next question. Because at least you can understand that the outer body anyhow you can create in a superb way. But about the internals, if you want to create a joint, or if you want to create a small sliding or rotating joint, taking back the example, the mobile phone should be rotated or tilted, or it should be some in complete position. So how you can do that? I mean digitally first with the software. So that I'm going to explain you as a new thing. Then we will go for an example, right? Then we will do rendering as well as animation. Okay, so these are the coming things. So let's start how you can deal with the assemblies. So assemblies, I'm not taking any example right now. Let's start from scratch. So just taking a new plane, then I'm just going to create a link. Okay, so creating a link, 20 mm here, and another option is here, move copy. Okay, move copy. Once I click on here, I can also create a copy. That's why move and copy. So understand what's more inside. Name, it will be just move copy. Do you think that just is for moving? No, move / copy. So that means we can create multiple copies. So that will reduce your job again. You don't need to again take the circle and create it. Just move, select it and move it. So it will automatically create a copy, provided you are ticking this option. So now we have something like this, and this distance you can control. And I want to have one more offset circle, right? Okay. Now I want just a line connecting this, and another line connecting this. Automatically, you can see that the tangent constraints arrived. But if in the case if it is not tangent, just pick it. So these are the portions where you can use the constraints. So it depends whether you want a concentric thing, concentric circles, just pick the 2 circles and keep it concentric. I mean the coincident. We use the coincident constraint while creating the law of the gate rates to make 2 points coincident. Then equal constraints are there, tangent constraints are there. So that depends on your situation. So see how I did this. And again, if I want to trim the excess thing, there's a trim option here. If you had used AutoCAD before, there you have to first you have to make the selection, then you have to few more extra selection options will be there, right? But here inside, just delete what you don't want. Okay, so just trim it off, because this is actually the similar feature from other Autodesk softwares as well, but more user friendly, because the users don't need to spend long hours for learning this. They have to apply this, right? That's the big thing. So I just created a small link like thing, but I'm not telling that this is up to the industrial dimensions. So just created. Now I want to simulate a joint with this. But before the joint, let's make it 3D. So extrude, then the thickness 10 mm. And also, guys, sometimes your statement will be mentioned in inches. That depends. That means unit system is an important thing. Don't think that mm is the only option. There is an option known as document settings here, and there is a editing symbol here. You can override the unit system, centimeters, meters, inch, or foot. So please feel free to check this option. Otherwise, you'll be thinking that you can create only just the metric, not the imperial models with the imperial system. So both are acceptable. Just keep that also in mind. Why I mentioned this is because we will be shortly going for the documentation part. There we have, like, we can document in both in mm as well as in inch. So it depends as per the industry. Sometimes your industry will tell you that you have to do the designs in inch, not in mm. So you should know how to convert. Okay, that's why I just quickly mentioned to you. Yeah, so just have this thing, and it's actually a body, right? So inside the body, I can see that body one. Now I'm going to create a copy. How to create a copy? Make the selection as a same here again, no copy. I selected as bodies. I ticked on this option. I got one more copy. So I got two. One is the replica. Never mind. I just got two. Now, how I can activate a joint here instantly? Okay. So there is an option known as assemble. I told you yesterday that if you start from left, you created something, you modified those things either with the surface or solid or even with the free form, you can use all those things. Then coming back, you should need to assemble that. You have to make some animated joints or simply just a slider or a rotating or just a rigid joint. Somehow you need to create a joint, because if it is a box, you have to create a joint so that it can act as one half, one left and one right half. And similarly for links, some mechanism should be there, right? So a sliding mechanism clearly. So how I can activate and do that digitally first? So assemble option is here, assemble, and here a few more extra options are here. So if I directly click on this joint and assemble, so just understand joint and assemble are the options which can help you to give joints. Both are there, joint as well as assemble. A small difference is between joint and assemble joint. So joint means it's actually a general purpose tool where anything scattered on this canvas, I'm not telling white space, it's canvas. Canvas, you can directly click on it and you can activate the joint. But see here, there are no components to assemble in this design. Okay, what's actually that is? There are no components. Clearly we have bodies, no components. So you have to understand what is meant by a component. So that's a small understanding which can help you create the joints. So with the bodies right now, it's not allowing us to create the component. So component is somewhat a small concept is simple, but a different thing. It seems same to you when I convert that into a component right now, but it's different thing. So there is an option known as new component, or simply what you can do is select these two guys and right click, create components from bodies. For your eyes, nothing happened, but in the browser, something happened. The small change happened to this tree. It's coming as a component 1 and component 2. Now, if I do like this, it's free to move. And I can capture the position. There are position capturing options here. So right now, this is a component. Now, what's the difference between a component and a body? Basically, few differences are there. I will point out all. If you have a component, then you can freely position it. Number 1. Number 2, each component will have its own set of origin planes. If you have n number of bodies on your canvas, you will have only one set of origin planes, this axis as well as the axis origin as well as the planes, only one set. But for here, each component will have its own origin planes. So you can take individual reference, right? That's another one. And again, third one is symbol difference. Symbol difference is for the components, it will be coming as a cube. For the bodies, it is actually a cylinder. It's a small thing, but understand that if you really focus on all those things, whenever you see a design which is having this block, I mean a cube, clearly you can say that that's a component. A body, it's a cylinder. Okay. And another difference is the components, you can capture the position. So I am just keeping it relative, because sometimes we have to keep two joints together and we can create a relative position. So that relative thing can be done using the capture position. Once I click on here, my timeline got updated with that position 1 got captured. See, now if I again move from that respective position. Now I want to go back, revert. So it will be going back. But that doesn't mean that I cannot capture new position. Still, you can capture the new position. Because for assembly, first you have to keep it nearby, then you can perform the joints option. Okay, that's why capture and enable option is coming here. But anyway, if you want to delete, if you are not okay, just delete that. Okay, so sometimes these all origins planes will be affecting your view, so you can close all those things. And one more thing, this is the navigation panel. So panning option, if you pan, this hand symbol is coming. Zoom in and zoom out. Here also we have the same option. Orbit option, right? Here you can do like this, you can do like this, or shift plus middle button. All are functional. So here is also few more set of tools that you can work with. And here there is one more extra thing that you can work as multiple viewports. Okay, sometimes for your problems, it may be a design which requires some attention to all the views: front view, side view, top view, or again coming to the sculpting, front view, top view, side view. So how you can work in collaborative way by not switching individually to the view cube. So this is the answer for dividing the screen in this manner, so that what you are doing here automatically will affect the other views. By default, your views will be single view. But if in the case if you want to work in this way, it's allowed. Just keep in mind, because as a designer, your comfortness, your creativity should come outside. That's your outcome. So you should know the other tools. What's the other user-friendly tools you can use it. Okay. Now coming back to the joints. Assembly, joints, very simple thing, and just selecting the reference. So I got one joint. So what's the type of joint? First I selected one circle and the other circle for my snapping. Now I can keep it rotating. So I got two joints, sorry, one joint right now. And if I want to simulate the joints, I got a new folder known as joints. Right click, animate joint. See? Okay. And even though I said it is simple, please understand as much complex assembly you can do with this. This few options you can do many big assemblies, even the V8 engine assembly or anything complex you can do it. So let's learn something more and go for an example. Okay, so just now what I created was just joint option. I added a revolute joint between these two circle to circle. Okay, but fortunately our model is symmetric or same thing. But if it is different also, that one reference to other reference, snap it and select the joint you want. Okay, many options are there, but I'm going to have few more links. I need few more links so that I can make it as a linkage mechanism. Linkage mechanism, right? So I'm just creating one more copy. So I got another one. See, move copy. I'm not going to create anything because that's a waste of time. Again, taking the dimension, going for another sketch. So if your timeline is too big, that doesn't mean that you have done a lots of job. You may have repeated the same thing, which you can do in just few seconds. You did it with the 15 minutes. That's a waste of time. So that's actually the power of knowledge. If you know that you can use the move copy tool, just do like this, the job is done. So that's the effect of CAD. So that's why computer aided designing. We don't need to do that much effort to get the right thing. If you have the tools, tool knowledge, one go, few seconds, job is done, save it and submit it. So I can make one more copy, create copy. Done. Okay, and one link. And I got confused that which I have few 4 links totally. So which link I want to go? So very simple. There is a small interesting feature. Click on anywhere that you want to highlight. Automatically, this small dotted line, dashed line will be coming here. So I can understand that this is that component. Right click. There is an option known as ground. So ground. Grounding means it will be fixed. Further, there will be no degrees of freedom. So it will come like this. keeping the other will be grounded. Okay, so this is how it works. Grounded components. So I can simply undo this and show you what all things I had done. I will remove the joint as well. I will create one more copy. Right, or together I can select two and I can create two more copies of that. Many ways I can do, because it's actually based on your thinking. If you think something more creative, you can have many choices, because I need 4 actually, but I am just trying with one after another. It will take long time. Instead, if I select 2 and create the copy, and I will get totally, I get 4. Right. So these are small tips that you can move forward. Assemble joint here. I'll also share the access for more exercise files inside your cloud. All of you have, but you should know from where you can get it. Okay, so joints has been added. Components, ground 1. So I grounded one component. Now if I want to take the other component and to create another joint here, joint, select the smaller part first, then to the bigger part. If it is interfering, done. See, you know the wiper, no? Are you the bus lorry is the wiper, but actually that is a 4-bar links mechanism. If you pay some attention, you can see that the motor is rotating, that the other end, that link is like oscillating, like to and fro motion. That is actually with the help of a link. So the link have some specific measurement. That exact wiper mechanism we cannot simply create and say that ours is working fine. There are some laws known as crash of laws. So it's coming to the dimensions. I'm not touching all those things. Just understand the link can surely help you to either shrink your design total. And you can say that right now many furniture designs are there. Anyone are doing in online, you can see that we can take it anywhere. We can even keep it inside the cupboard. And finally, if you want to keep it as a ladder, or if you want to keep it as another comfy chair, or if you want to use it for just as a stool, many features are there. That's actually the assembly. Same thing, if you can think something more creative, that problem statement anyway will be interesting, that's for sure. But if you can put on your thoughts that why don't we do like this, but make sure that it should be ergonomic and it should be able to manufacture. But because in the other end, we have many manufacturing methods. We can 3D print it, or we can use the milling machines, either by subtractive or additive. You can create that. So while creating the design, just have a small thought, that not a small thought, it's a big thing, whether your design can be really made into a business in the next day, or you can make it, because design and make it, that's what the real thing. It's not just limiting to the digital prototype. Something seeming if you see that it's too interesting, but if you cannot manufacture due to some design constraint, then it's just for your eyes, as the movie title goes. But if you can make it live, maybe not now, later, if you can create into a model and we can use it, that's the exact outcome. So create your design with the dimensions, the sense it can be manufactured. Okay, so that means manufacturing, talking about the joints, where you can add the joints, whether you can really add the joints to that portion. So that all comes to you should have in your mind that before designing. So before going for a design, a brainstorming with a pen and paper surely help you. Draw some rough design, then try to use that, then again replicate using the software. See, many things can be done. I'm just opening some insights to you that you can do many things using the assembly option, right? Okay. Now I'm going to take an example. Actually, assembly have 2 types of approaches. So if I say some approaches, you may be thinking that from where I'm saying the approach, nothing is written nowhere that what is the approach right now we are using. So that's a basic understanding. For example, I mentioned that by default it is following the parametric modeling method. That's why the timeline is coming. You can easily disable this thing. You can disable this thing by do not capture design history timeline, so that a small change will be coming. So further, there will be no timeline, right? And your features will be individual and individual. There is no connection between them. And there are some extra options to keep it direct model for direct modeling, like press pull, like that. Instant modification. But we want our timeline. So I recommend you to keep the timeline active. By default, it will be active so that you can quickly change the timeline to make it modified. So, and coming to the assembly, we have basically two approaches again, top down and bottom up approach. So one approach is actually creating all the designs in one canvas and assembling it together. Other thing, as the conventional, you can call all the designs and you can drag and drop or open it individually as part files and you can assemble. Okay, I'm not confusing you today. I will share you more learning materials. I had already put in the drive. You can check it. Learning contents are there for understanding how you can do the assembly. So one is very simple. You can just create the models and start assembling that I did right now. Or individual models, individual design files, save it, then call to one design file, then assemble it. But the options remain same. Okay. Now, joint means I did a small joint here. That means simply you can select anything which is scattered on the space and you can create a joint. But if it is going for the asphalt joint means the model should be, or your components clearly should be in relative position. Something more nearby. You just need to give the joints. Then you can use asphalt joints. A small interface change is there. I will show you that. So to keep it relative, this is the option for you. Capture position, revert position. So you can keep it nearby and you can use the asphalt joint. So I like to explain the asphalt joint with the help of an example. The example is utility knife missing joints. So this is the example I had shared with you. Please open it. And right now you have something more inside your mind, that the timeline. So there is a sculpt option here. If you double click on it, you can understand the body is properly sculpted. It's actually an output of sculpt. Sculpt, what is that? Freeform. The manipulators, after having the image in the background, see the canvas image is even there. It's just hidden only. So it's actually a product of the sculpting. See how ergonomic this model is. The hand feature where we can hold our fingers very properly. So those are actually the ergonomics. Okay, that's about the design. But our point of thought is on the assembly. Assembly, what to do with this? It's actually a utility knife. That sliding joint is the critical part. But here, for your purpose, I had removed the joint and we are going to create the joint once again so that it will move perfectly inside this load. I mean, this projection should travel inside, and that too with a specified length. It should not travel much or much less, much more or much less. There are some values. Okay, so as you move professionally to more and more tool knowledge, be friend with the dimensions and the tolerance. Be more specific. Don't create something which is rough unless that is a concept thing. Okay, so keep it more up to the dimension, so more probability that you can make it into a real model. It can be a tangible thing. Right. So here, coming to this, I want to revert the position. So how I can do that? Because it was already captured already in the design. So I don't need to capture it back. I need to revert back. Okay. So see here, what I'm going to do is just check any joints are already there. I can see a joints folder and I can see a rigid joint here. Rigid is actually one type of joint, and actually this blade and this cradle are two parts, but it's already stuck together with the help of a rigid joint. That we don't need to worry right now because already one joint is there. That's why it's behaving like a single entity. Find that. So now we have to keep it moving together with the blade and this cradle. Cradle is just the blue thing, right? Now we can start using the assembly options. Asphalt joint. Okay, asphalt joint. Then select the components. Selecting the components again. Make sure that you are selecting the smaller components first and the bigger one next. Child, then to the parent. Give priority to the child first. Okay, so I had selected first the cradle, then to the left half, because to the left half only we have that throat. So I selected that. Now I need to tell to the software that my sliding action should happen across this reference line. We need to be more specific. Asphalt joint requires few more inputs. Be more specific that we can give it to that portion alone. I had selected that too. Clearly it is written as snap and the joint is written as slider, but you can override that slider. Then make one more left click to activate the joint. Once again I can do assemble as built child first, parent next, then that reference line, make one more left click somewhere nearby the body. So it will activate the joint. Done. So we had created the joint, but it's meaningless. It's coming like this. So you should understand how we can limit the joint. I mean the degrees of freedom, right? Because coming to the joints or links or any mechanism, there are some limits. It should not be always 360. Fusion is always 360, but joints, you have some limitations. You should think in the exact real situation, as in the real situation. Okay, so here I'm going to give some joint limits. Right click, there is an option known as drive joints. Drive joints, and you can note down the extreme points 0, 28. So it should slide from 0 and to the right of the 28 mm or 2.8 centimeter. So I noted down that value. The next I need to give that value to the edit joint limits. Very simple, just measure it and give the value. I'm just giving it as 28. While you're understanding something, please think that whether that makes a sense to you. It will create some sense to you. If your common sense says that why you are doing like this, if you are going for other option, then do that also. So don't stick to what you are getting right now. If you have some good solutions, try adapting that too, because there is no standards to move ahead. Finally, the efficient and the best designs and the that will be the price winning design. As sir mentioned that it's not from your background, how you think, how you can solve, how you really confident that you can show up to the world as this as a skill. So that depends. Maybe the design what you had done will be a smaller concept which everyone had thought that it was a simple thing, but no one did that. But in your design it was found and it solved the situation. Then that is the best design. So don't think that there are good designs or bad designs. It depends on you, how you explore, how you think, and how you are going to use your design even for the problem statement in real life, whether you feel it comfortable. So what are the problems you find? So answer that questions yourself, and what do you think you want to do to your design, so that you can yourself you are the product designer as well as a consumer. Think in that view. Then how you can keep it and ready to use tool, and how you can recommend to others. So if you have answers to all these questions, software already have the option. Find the options, get the job done, and mention everything. That will do. Right, so that's actually a problem definition and understanding, analyzing what is the situation, whether you are in the situation, whether you can use it. Okay, will you recommend that tools to others? All those things comes into picture. While you're recommending, don't say that the other company have a XYZ company have another tool which is more friendly than me. Okay, more user friendly solution than me. Mention that from your point, if you are trying to market your thing, whether your thing is not saying the best one. Okay, best one we have limitations, best one, but whether the problem can be solved with some extra features. I mean, if it is a utility net like thing, if you can grab it, and here you can see that it won't simply slip away. Some extra grip I had provided here, and if it is coming down in this perpendicular direction, the nose will not be broken in one instant. So the damage itself will be limited even if it is fall down. So some extra thinking, all those things will really help you to be a good designer, right? So coming back, this is one example, but I'm not telling that this is enough. More things should be done. So I'm just showing you how you can access more designs. I mean, for the assemblies. So go to your data panel, scroll down, and you can see basic training. Okay, this is everyone available in everyone's cloud, not for my account. Even though I'm using commercial account, that doesn't mean that only I have the access. Anyone creating the account can use this thing, basic training, assemblies. So you have a lot of things here. 2-ton jack, I mean the hydraulic jack mechanisms, then tripod, and the caster wheel. You can open all those things and you can activate the joints. Piston linkage, one Geneva drive mechanism. So if I open Geneva drive mechanism, I can get one file instantly. But whatever you are opening from the data panel, other than from your project, will be read only. So please make a copy to your respective folder. Save as. So that will create one copy. Save as option will become, right? So here it's not activated. No joins are there. So you can complete, you can make it into one group, then you can create a join between. Okay, so this is a small exercise for you. Geneva drive mechanism. What is Geneva drive? I will tell you. Later you can search online. I will tell you what is this actually. Geneva drive mechanism is nothing but you can have a full rotation divided into one input will be there, and that full input rotation can be divided into intermittent rotation. That means 360 rotation can be divided into 1/6 or 1/4 with the help of this wheel. It's just like actually a mathematical calculation. So very perfect. So try to solve this. It's actually take it as a puzzle. What the job you have to do is pull this thing to this slot, then make sure that it's connecting each other. So one full rotation, keep it the intermittent motion. Geneva, it's a industrial mechanism used in counter mechanism. Many portions is used in real life. So this is a small example. If you cannot solve, please come back to us. We will help you in solving this. Very small thing, just a 2 to 3 minutes. But I have other few more contents in my pipeline. So I'm just showing you the access. Small activity for you. Come back with the more questions. Okay, maybe you can try it right now. Okay, Geneva drive mechanism. But before doing your design, create a copy. Like that, many things are there. That goes for the assembly and few more extra examples. Then coming back to the utility knife, let's do some rendering. Okay, we know that we can create, and right now we can create the inside, all those things, so that we can keep it more live. But how we can render it? Go to the render workspace directly by switching. So we can see that UI got instantly changed. So remember, this is a cloud software. So obviously cloud rendering will be there, and it's there. So some changes has been there to the appearance, but still you have options to override the physical materials. If you want to keep that outer body to be highlighted in gold, you can again drag and drop the gold material. Same thing that we did for the solid modeling environment. Again, we have more option. Physical material and appearance is known to you, so I'm not touching that. I'm just going to tell you how you can change the background. Hope you had paid some attention to the real rendered image. I can also show some good rendered image and some student projects shortly. But understand, either you are designing a mobile phone holder as part of your friendly competition. Already you participated, I mean the attending students. But rendering, if you can say that, or if you can show that digitally, that if your real model, how it will be looking in real life. That means that you can add a background, keeping your model maybe on a desk or holding a phone. So that's the real understanding. So whoever seeing this model can understand that, oh, that your model is somewhat user friendly. It's a solution. Like mobile can be held like in 90 degree, 45 degree, then another angle, so you can rotate it. More friendly features are there. From the rendering itself, you can get the clear picture. Not just about that thing. Anything, if you're designing a mechanical device, you can keep it in the background of a workshop or a car which is running on a track. Similar thing. So background addition is another thing that I'm going to tell you very quickly how you can add that. Here you can see the environment library. Go to the environment library. That's it. Drag and drop. So these are not actually JPG or JPEG or PNG images, or not even GIF. So even though it's just an image, it's something more than that. It's known as HDRI. This is a dynamic range images. It's a separate category of image category. You may be thinking that it's a panoramic view that you have shot in your smartphones, but no, not a panoramic exactly. It's actually a different set. Fusion 360 have a gallery, but some of this image you have to download it to access it first. And there are many websites also providing HDR image, or you can search online how you can create your custom environment and how you can keep it into a HDRI. And if you have a custom HDRI environment with you, there is an option known as attach custom environment. So you can use that, right? Don't need to use what is available in the software. You can add always. It's open to changes. So it's look ultra real because it looks like a background. like coming in a 3D manner. And if you can limit the light that if you want, you're saying that your model is looking how it is looking in the nighttime, daytime. Positioning is there. So if, where you want to position, how much you want to show up, and the focal length before doing the rendering. These are the extra things you can do before going for the render. Now I will show you. These are the settings only. We are not done with the render. Rendering even started. Okay. Now I had just set all those things. 1 second. Yes, yeah. Now I'm going to start one render. Actually, basically in Fusion we have few rendering options. I mean, few types of rendering, different types of rendering. One is actually this the Aladdin's magic port. So magic is going to happen. So one rendering option is here. Just click on that. You will see the dialog box. Whether you want to use the local render or cloud render. Cloud render means cloud will take care of your rendering. You don't need to worry. Your system resources will not be consumed. And it will take approximately 20 minutes for this settings that you are seeing on my screen. But if you want to override that to, let's say, Hdri you want, 1080p with this dimension. So 20 minutes again, something known as cloud credits that I will come back to it. Understand that you can have the setting to perform the rendering. Sometimes your system will not have the exact graphics card or graphics support. So you can use the cloud rendering. Once the job is done, you will get the image. That's the process. And local rendering means without going for the cloud, your system resources will be consumed, but make sure that you have a good graphics card. And if you don't know where is your graphics card, whether your system have a graphics card, of course, if you are using laptop, you will have an NVIDIA or some stickers, AMD will be there. If you don't know, I will show that also, how you can access your graphics card setup inside, right to from inside Fusion 360. There is a question mark symbol next to your account. Downside, support and diagnostics, graphics diagnostics. There the downside you can see the graphic details. GPU device, I have an NVIDIA powerful graphics card, but your system you have to check what you are having, or you are having the Intel or the default graphics drivers. But your current details will be displayed here. When is the last driver update date? And you can even currently update your, if you have any issue, you can troubleshoot that. You can update the driver directly connecting to the website. That link is there. And if you have some issues viewing the 3D geometries, you can limit the graphic effects. So these are the extra options just mentioning you. Suppose you think that you really love the software, but you think that your system may not support for your purpose. So the requirements basically are, recommended settings are at least 4 GB RAM, surely 64-bit OS. 64-bit, not 32, but right now it's mostly 64. 64-bit OS, then 4 GB at least RAM, but recommended 16 GB for advanced performance. Then a graphics card, adequate graphics card. And if your system is 32-bit, it's not even a bad thing for you. Fusion browser is also available. You can get the same thing in browser version. Just type Fusion browser. So this is the latest edition. Just sign into your account. You don't need to use your system itself. Launch Fusion 360. It will ask us to sign in. You can see the same UI similar to that of the desktop version. I will put in the chat as well. So this is the browser version for Fusion. So anyhow, software is here to support you. Only thing is that your outcome is expected. So the cloud, if you want to access the browser version with the same thing, you can access online. Okay, that's the thing. Now rendering. Rendering was our point of thought. So either we can do these two rendering, or there is a one quick shot rendering also known as in canvas render. So based on the current position, it will show us an instant rendered image. Actually, I like to show you one more thing extra. Rather than just showing you the 2D rendering, I will show you the 3D rendering also. 3D rendering means one option known as turntable. Turntable is there. That means you have one design and you want to see how the model is rotating other features, and that rotation video similar to that of the GIF image, it should come in the rendered manner. so that the people can understand that it's not a CAD model really. It's actually a rendered image, and that rendered in using one turntable option. So I will show that too. I already mentioned in my syllabus. So 3 types basically. Either you can use the local render or cloud render and direct rendering option in canvas render. And you can capture the image. There is an option to capture the image. That is available. If you want to stop this, you can stop it. I will do one quick rendering. While rendering is doing, I will go to the animation and technical drawing workspace as well. Because I need to take few more minutes extra since 3 categories are left. Animation, very simple, but you should understand. Then technical drawing, that is simple. Then one advanced AI powered technology known as generative design. I will show that too. These much things are pending, but won't take much time. I will share the necessary learning materials right from our website itself. Okay, so I am just going to do one cloud render. Render. Before rendering, of course, the document needs to be saved. If you didn't do the saving, auto saving will be done. So rendering is happening in the background. Okay, and one more thing you have to understand that all cloud activities surely will consume some points known as cloud credits, some numbers. Basically, those are some numbers. But for you, it will be written as unlimited. I am using a commercial account. That's why I have some limitation. Based on the number of cloud activity I'm doing, these numbers will be going down. And later I can still more can access it. If it is a if you are really an industrial customer, then you can buy more credits. That's a commercial thing. But for students, you don't need to worry about this credits thing. Whatever you do with cloud activity, whether that results are failed or not, nothing is going to get affected from your account because people have the unlimited cloud credits. So that's why cloud credit, the cloud rendering, there was some 2 cloud credits required like that. Just for clarifying your understanding. So here, oh, it's not focused. That's why I have to do one more rendering. The settings are limited, then it will show the instant results. Sometimes it will take more time. So right now rendering started. Okay, so meanwhile I can go to the animation workspace. I will take the utility knife itself and I will come back 1 second. Or else we can complete and we can go. That will be better. Second rendering is on the way. So this is the option I like to tell you. It's not complete actually. There is a re-render option is there, turntable. So once you click on that, provided you can give some frames, how many frames you want. 1 frame, 6 frames or 36 frames currently. So that the model will be rotating. Then you can capture as a video. That is the option. Do a small rendering, direct rendering option. Then click on from this gallery. Then there is a turntable option on the top. So that will help us to create a 3D rendering. Time permits, I can show once again. Yeah, so there's option. Turntable, 6 frames, 36 frames. 36 frames means 36 frames the screen will be divided. So 6 frames is too limited. So I want an instant result. So I'm just keeping it as 6 frames. And guys, please understand, if you want to share all those things to, across, you want to put it in your social media. You don't need to download this thing and share it separately. There is a direct sharing option here. Right, you can directly share to our gallery, Fusion 360 gallery. And from the gallery, again, you can share to any social media, LinkedIn, Facebook, Instagram, many options are there. Sharing options will be there. So if you really want to get famous, I recommend you to save it to the Fusion or Autodesk gallery. Then from that, you can share to others anywhere. So you will get more and more publicity. So it's a turntable. Pooja ma'am, I hope that's okay. That few more minutes extra and take it.
Right? Absolutely so.
Okay, okay. So see here, it's a simple, very, thank you ma'am. Yeah. So here it's a very basic turntable rendering. but at least you got the concept that your model will be rotating. In what fashion you want, you can do that. And finally, you can download the this as video. You can save it to your system. So many options are entering are there. Many of you may know what is rendering. Maybe you may be using other third-party softwares to do the rendering, but understand Fusion can create stunning rendering as well, including the turntable. Turntable is an industrial term option. Turntable is an industrial term only, not a Fusion. Turntable rendering is there, so you can search on it. For turntable rendering, you will get the 3D rendering. Okay, please explore further. Now I am going for the next one is animation. Animation workspace. Simply by switching the workspace, and we have a timeline. So what will happen right now is, if I extend to that 4.6 seconds, then I rotate, that will be captured. So that was too fast, no? So I can that product advertisement, sometimes you don't need to even depend on the ad agency. The software can do all those things, that zooming in, then showing that minute details, then zooming out, rotating, then showing the assembly part. All those things can be done with the software. So the main purpose of software Fusion is that this is a one-stop software for all your needs, starting from the scratch to the final documentation, animation, rendering, anything you can do, and that you can share via cloud, and that with your account itself. You don't need to pay any extra because it's already for students, it's free. So data sharing, nothing is a hindrance to you. So I'm just showing the explosion of the assembly, because what's inside the assembly, that can be captured as a video, and you can control how much explosion scale. This is important. Even that you are designing a mobile phone stand, some links are there, how it explodes. Okay, always think something more, not just about winning the competition, something to show pure creativity. A small button or even a small switch or small design feature you added to show that this is something more user friendly, which is not in that product. And why I added this due to these reasons I added, and I feel that this is more user friendly. You have some reasons behind everything. It's not just a copy. Okay, I'm not telling that everyone can be an inventor on day one, but think that what's already really existing. Learn that what's there, why that design, why not this one, why the button is coming there, or why that link is in this shape, why it is too short or why it is too long. Then you create something, something on your own, customize it, because things are already available online. This is the best generation. I can tell that we are never running out of any contents online. We can search anything online and we will get the results, right? So try to come up with your own version. No plagiarism, something of your own version. So that will surely get some applause. No worries that if you are not getting the right price that you are expecting for the competition, tomorrow will be famous. Trust me that I have many students across India. They all started from very under scratch, and right now they already participate in many challenges, and they keep on participating. Not just one, many, and they publish in the other social media. So right now, people know that someone from this area know how to design, know how to find a solution. So every company are looking for the problem solvers, not just your qualification. If you can solve something very crucial, you will land in a better career. So that's a normal thing, but you should have the right attitude. Attitude again, the learning skills, learning, unlearning, upskilling, all those things should happen. Even myself, like if I skip on this and after 5 years I'm coming back, I will feel a small gap between my learning. I feel that some tools, where is that? Something happened. So that's actually not a good thing. So keep on refreshing periodically. So you will always be refreshed. So anything comes to you new, you can always say that already I had experience with that tool. Some similar tool is there in that software, this software, which can do like this. So that thinking will really help you to find the exact solution. Not just IDT, anything you have a problem in the industry, you can do all those things, right? So I had added some explosion, then I captured, then I aligned the videos, then I'm going to play. Then finally, if I want to publish this as a video with no watermark, see, zero watermark, nothing will be coming. you can take it as your own video. Finally, I'm going for the technical drawing also. It's an animated video, but again, understand that rendering have a few more options. But if I go on showing, it will take more time. Rendering, there is something known as motion studies. So you can mention that how much is the blade is coming out from the body. Then you can do a rendering as that of a real product working. That means in the rendering itself, it will be coming as an animated video. An option is there. I will share the link for learning, because that will take more time. That's a little bit advanced. So understand that opportunity is there. So I'm just showing you the captured video. So this is our video. Now it's up to you whether you want to add some songs or something like your own logo or branding. It's a very simple thing. It's not a professional, but understand these are the options can help you to create something like this. Small video, right? So that goes for the animation. Now I can go to the technical drawing part, how I can document, because documentation is important prior to the fabrication. We are still in the CAD environment. We had in cross to manufacture, right? So before going for the manufacture, we need to tell the fabricator or who is in the fabrication side that these are my dimensions. I want this thing to be created at this operation. So everything should be more specific. So I can document this, because documentation is important for your competition also, right? So documentation with standards. What type of dimension, what ISO or ASM, which standard you have to follow. So industrial standard. It's an international competition, so we have to stick to the international guidelines. So create drawing, ASME and ISO, both standards are there. American Society of Mechanical Engineers and International Organization for Standardization. These are the two standardization organization, and these two standards are available inside Fusion. So I can select ISO right now. You can select the inch, then A4, portrait, landscape, everything is there now. So I just create A3 and click on OK, because it's just ask me what template you want. I just selected ISO, MM, then A3. So I'm going to switch to the next workspace, which will help me in documenting. So here you don't need more things to understand, because it's very basic, but a few more extra advanced operations needs to be mentioned that I will mention. So a few more minutes I will stop it. Just loading time. Sometimes this drawing workspace create a little more extra time will be required. Don't close or don't do anything if your system is taking time. Okay, see here. So this is your ISO A3, and I have in the left side A, B, C, then 1, 2, 3. So I can keep it whether I want to keep it in B3 area, the first view. I can decide that. That's why everything is divided. And then downside I can see a title block. I can customize it, or automatic name that we had given with the date, name and date, what our account is having automatically will be taken, or we can override that all those things. So I'm just keeping it as one view, 1 second, one side view, 1:2 scale is coming. That's fine. Okay. I am going to create a very user-friendly projected views. On here, just drag and drop on isometric view. This will do. Right click OK. But it's coming just like a frame, right? Wireframe. So wireframe is actually another type of visual style representation. If you want the appearance to come, change that to this one. So your document will be with the same physical material. It's not done because we have to do some dimensions also. Not some dimensions. Dimensions are very specific. So we have to spend some time where you want to dimension, whether you want to dimension the circle, or if you want to add some text. Then you can format it. All these justification options are there, right? And even you can add the center line, many things, many minute detailing that you see in the real life drawings can be added here. For example, if you just type blueprints, the name as blueprint, so for example, blueprint BMW, you can see the front view, side view, top view with the dimensions, right? Even in your phone box, if you bought a new phone, you can see the dimensions of the phone, all those things. But if you specifically type blueprint and get the product, you can get more details. That's actually the documentation. So there, it's not just the dimension, something more precise will be there. So this is actually, this environment is more related to the CAM. That means we are telling the fabricator that we have to manufacture in this specific method. Okay, we have to manufacture in this specific method. So surface texture, more details can be added to this documentation. Electro polish. And you can always keep it. Everything is subject to customization. You can add the dimensions. You can add anything you want. I mean, any extra features you want, and the geometrical dimensioning and tolerancing with the welding criteria, what taper and slope you want to make the technical drawing more complex. You can do that. Right now, I'm just showing you up to the table. If you want a table directly, you can instantly drop it. So you will get the table. And again, if you want to go to the sketching to create your own table, you can delete this and you can create that. Finally, once done for all those things, you can export in the form of PDF or DWG. Many options are there. I'm just keeping it as just save it as a document. Never mind, it's just not just a one sheet, it's multiple sheets are there. You can have multiple sheets and you can publish all the sheets. So this is the document just now we had created. I hadn't given any more detailing, but just showing you the options how you can do that. So that goes for the technical drawing part. Okay, as a separate PDF. And again, you think that you want to save all those things back to your Fusion Cloud, just upload it. Never mind, that is even a PDF document or even a picture. Upload anything you want to save it in your cloud. And you can watch even everything in your smartphone. Fusion 360 app is there. Or if you want to open on the web, that globe symbol will take you to your account, Autodesk account. Even that is a PDF or Word, anything will be open there. So never think that's just for the design. If you want to even view a picture, everything is there. It's a cloud, right? So everything can be viewed and downloaded without even using Fusion 360. Okay, last thing is a little bit bonus lessons that is regarding something known as generative design. So that I will conclude up to that. So generative design is actually, if someone asks you what is generative design, I will also show some samples to give you more picture. Generative design is actually artificial intelligence powered platform where the user can get the advanced structures, I mean the optimized structures that the software algorithm will help you. Okay, you will get the advanced structures, and the main the highlight is that it will be tougher and lighter. Tougher component, and it will be on contrary, it is actually the lighter also. Okay, so I will show what is this. First, I will show what's it, how many global brands use this. So generative design, we just type Hyundai. You can see that how they used it. So recently they had launched a actually a concept vehicle, utility mobility vehicle, where the handle structure, yeah, so that structure, it's actually a Hyundai product. This limb, you can see that limb is something more organic. I will show you something more. Give me just Honda. Almost all the global brands, General Motors, they had used in their vehicles and structure structural parts. They designed a structurally efficient crankshaft to replace the existing one. This is the product. It will look something organic, something more like a sci-fi. So we can define where, what all regions we need to fix it, and the rest of the thing, software will create this joining based on our inputs. So it's not a manual design, it's a AI powered design. Okay, I will show you the video also, a quick video. I hope the system sound, I need to share it once again. Yeah, small video.
Autodesk is bringing together human creativity and
1 second.
cloud to create better products. Autodesk is bringing together human creativity and machine learning to automate and accelerate the product development process. Generative design is a form of artificial intelligence that leverages the power of the cloud to create better products. You can explore multiple solutions in less time than it takes to develop a single concept using traditional methods with powerful capabilities that allow you to evaluate multiple manufacturing methods. Additive, subtractive, and casting. All optimized for the equipment on your shop floor. Balance optimal performance with accurate insights to understand the cost implications of different production methods earlier in your workflow. Connect with world-class simulation tools for additional design validation to achieve smarter solutions and superior outcomes. Amplify your team's ability to innovate with generative design in Autodesk Fusion 360. Make anything.
So these are actually done by the global teams. I will show you what's outputs by students, from students also. So you can type generative design Honda, generative design Hyundai, General Motors, Airbus, NASA. You will get the direct case studies from that. So just search on it, or else I can paste the link directly in the chat as well. You will be redirected to the official Autodesk website only. Now, generative design is to create something more tougher and lighter. I will show one small case study before winding up. We are almost done, because it can help you. Because for creating structural related things, generative design will be a right choice for you. Or maybe in your future, not right now, something in your future. So I'm just showing you one file. 1 second. G bracket. It's actually a bracket which is used in aircraft. So this is actually generative design. So if you use your official ID, automatically that will be showing you access to generative design. But if you are using Gmail to activate Autodesk Fusion 360, then you cannot see this generative design. If you are using your official ID ending with .ac.in, automatically you can get it. So this is actually the platform where these are the inputs. We can mention to the software that what we want to retain and what we don't want as geometries. It's a 3D thing. So the green part will retain, and the red part will have, we are telling the software that those are hindrance geometry. So obstacle geometry clearly. So we want some, don't want that filling should happen. So many features are there. You can add the load conditions, everything, what type of load you want to add by selecting on here, any type of load. So based on that, you will get the structure basically. You can select what materials you want. And finally, you can solve the study on cloud. This is just a quick preview. I'm not telling that's a very big thing, very big thing used by industries all over the globe. Just to give a heads up that one technology like this is available. Go to explore. And I will show the results. This is actually the bracket. That bracket got changed to something that you are going to see on my screen right now. It's entirely a cloud thing. So many design students and students across the globe already used it in many as part of many competition. They found successful result. Okay, so see here. So whatever we want, that will be retained, and whatever we don't want, that will be coming as obstacle geometry, so that the filling will not happen. And filling means that this shape, that's actually the power of artificial intelligence. It's not a human design. Typically, what the outcomes that you're seeing all are individually unique design, which can be manufactured with different categories of methods, including additive and subtractive, die casting, and all are unique. Instead of one, we will have thousands of outputs. That's the thing. That's actually generative design. Two more inputs. I will show what few students have done. And see here, this is just the shared public link I have of that student. This is from design school, from top design school in India. I'm not telling the name, so from one design school. Maybe the student will be online. So it's a machine wise and see what he had done. So as part of the project, he done this. It's a machine wise. So he used generative design here. I made to this slider. Mobile Joe, he had used that generative design. So this structure is actually the generative design. How this texture is coming, because he had added the adequate material. Then this is the rendered image. Same rendered image shared as the link. Then this is one student's project to hold the guitar. So guitar holder. So you can hold the guitar here, and it's actually a structure which can be held to the surface, wall mounted structure. But basically, this is a structure, and this design, this 4 loops as well as this curvy thing is the student design. Rest of the things is the software. And one more pepper fry table. So we had given a project to the student that you have to design something more aesthetic and more user friendly, and that can be made into a real model. So the student came forward with an idea that she took one design from online, pepper fry, then she redesigned with generative design. So it's typically a structure, and the wood appearance is also added. So these are student projects. I'm not showing much because many things are there. Wheelchair is there. Then many types of brackets are there. So that too based on the student's imagination. So same thing. If other students already found the solution, definitely those who are attending the program can find the solution. Even that is a big or small, whatever you contribute really matters, not others. Okay. So your part you have to play. Before that, first you have to learn what is this technology, what you can do with that, then how we can collaborate it across the globe, and how you can become famous. Right. So one more learning documentation. Because this question mark, there is a self-paced learning. Question documentation, self-paced learning. So that will take you for the entire beginners. Self-help. So some courses and contents are there. So you can start over from scratch, or if you want to upskill. But these are very basic. I'm not telling this very big thing. Examples will be there. But for higher learning, go to academy.autodesk.com. There you have a handful of courses, and all these are having international authors. It's a free access only. You can directly use your Autodesk account. Learn, and you can select which software you want. So these are the contents. You can scroll down to select your course of your choice. This is for generative design, and if you want to go for prototyping or modeling, because I had also taken examples from these contents only. So this is one course actually. Directly click on enroll, and once you complete, you can even get a certificate. Right. So these are things, many learning things. Same model, reciprocating. So you remember this? This is a similar model that I had also created. So everything is available for you with free access, international contents. The author is Matt Perez. So it's an international author. So check on for the courses that you really like to do. Spend some time, and it's a self-paced course. So you don't need to complete in one go. You can take time. right? Then you can share everything to your social media that what you have done. You can recommend the course. And lastly, very last thing, sorry for extra taking the time. Then there is one extra community there, gallery, which will take you to the Autodesk gallery. So here you can also be part. Upload your design by signing in, or if you want to get some inspiration right away, just type whatever you want. Just type BMW here. Once I type BMW, I will get BMW. And all these are Autodesk done with Autodesk. Or if I type mask, because COVID scenario, during that many students came forward with many idea, very detailed to very basic. Even this design is allowed to download. You can download this rendered image, detailed portfolio of the design, many things you can get. And even if you want to have a human design, just type human body. This is an online gallery, generic human head, to create some reference with some mask or some goggles. If you want to take with a real human mannequin, then you can take it. So many things are available for you. Only thing is that your time and effort and your creativity, patience, everything matters. So that's it from my side. If you have any questions or doubts, please ask, or else please reach out to me through official mails. I'll be happy to help you, and myself and my team will be happy to support you. Any doubts, ma'am? Any clarifications from students?
I'm checking the same tool, sir, where I can check the questions. Just a minute.
Okay.
Okay, so why is industrial design technology considered in future skills, where industry has been designing earlier as well? This is from Sushant.
Sushant, okay. Can I answer? Or I think Ravi sir can answer it. Sir, you're on mute, sir.
Yeah. Okay. You see, there's no end to progression. Because the world is competitive and industry is also competitive. The best is there because the growth takes place, inventions are there, everything carries on. So improvement is there everywhere. So now your point, why this been taking the world skills as futuristic skill, you see it is a research team which checks the inventions, the advancement in all the products in the world. Because at the world scale, people who attend are not only the competitors, there's much more happening. Industrialists are there, the educators are there, the I should say the government officials, the non-government officials, all the best of people are there, and there's no end to progression. There's still scope to improve. And this, if you really want to know, India is way behind at the moment. We are much behind. These Autodesk tools, desk tools are there in the country, but still in designing, we are no way matched to what the other countries have achieved. You would have seen everything is coming from other countries. All modules, everything is coming from other countries. So people are there, but lack of information and lack of knowledge and lack of passion, I'll use the word, for the same people, when they go abroad, they work on the same tools, they come back with achievements. In our country, still this is lacking. A lot of scope to improve. And good, this skill is there where we can improve and get into those, like what very rightly brought out, a lot of courses, short courses which are there, which will enable you to improve your skill, your designing part, and your creativity. So I think partially you will understand that's the reason this skill has been introduced in the world skills also. Because they want to, all across the country, people to become creative, that more people join, so the industry will progress all across the world. Thank you.
Right, sir. Very well answered, sir. And I am sure this question, why it's a future skill, is answered pretty well. Another thing, sir, when they are talking about designing, and they can share everything on social media. So there is a question on social media. When we do something on social media and share it directly from Autodesk, will it show your logo and information that I've done it on Autodesk?
Okay, so directly means you can, if you want to get attention, what I recommend is you can put to the gallery. Directly you can share it. I will also share that. So Autodesk gallery, no. So either if you have one second, you machine joints. So here itself, if you go for the render, so if you already had done some render to your model, it will be coming as a gallery, right? So in the gallery itself, you can directly share. This is one direct sharing option. This is one sharing option. You can share across globe. I mean, that you can do, or else you can go here, community, gallery. So in the gallery, first you can already you can, if you sign in, you can also add your,
Yeah.
sorry. Okay. So I will share. Okay. So here what you can do is our logo will not be coming. Only thing is that anyone can directly click on access your direct link. I mean that from here there is a share option. So this is what I meant. Pinterest, then Twitter, Facebook. But if you don't want to do that, you can individually create your design, and you can put the hashtags as well. I'm not telling that always you have to do. This is for getting extra attention. That because this is actually a global platform. This is not just for the regional or community based. It's a global thing. So if you want to have a bigger approach to go or grow further, then sharing with proper hashtags, and then using the Autodesk gallery as a right resource tool surely can reach to you in many things that you can even imagine, because it's actually a cloud. Everything is going cloud right now. So that doesn't mean that here we are promoting that Autodesk everything should come with Autodesk. It's actually your creativity. We are always thankful that you are good users for our products, but that doesn't mean that always that logo everything will stick. But yes, this is a friendly community. You can also ask the doubts in the forums. Many teams are there. So if you go on with the communication and all those things, you can create a separate part of different teams like forums. Many things are there. Blog is there. So many people don't even explore this thing. So these are very user-friendly things. Forum is there. If you can post anything, then you can anything regarding the technical part. Then the blog is there. You can also be part of that. You can create your own blog to stay ahead. So always sticking to the direct sharing option will give you more attention rather than just putting the design in all that. This is my suggestion. That doesn't mean that you have to always do it. Hope that is clear.
Okay. Yes, definitely, sir. And with this, I'd like to thank Autodesk for being so wonderful supporting partner, and especially the Pankar sir and Ramesh sir, not leaving behind Rohit sir, because he has been wonderful here. He has supported us immensely, and the workshop is really amazing. I'm facing some this issue with the lights and electricity here. So I'd like to thank you all. Thank Team Autodesk. Thank you, Ravi sir, for being here. Guys, be active on internet, on social media. Make sure you are continuously checking our website and continuously being checking social media handles to get the final date of Indiaskills Industrial Design Competition. So with this, I'd like to take your leave. Thank you so much. Take care and bye-bye.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.